We're starting with some of our WRF board members. We have Bill Floco, the president, waving, yay. We have Stephanie Sabunchian, the vice president and co-host. Yay. Sarah Chamides, the recording secretary. Yay. Kathy Reynolds, our corresponding secretary. There she is. Tina Meyer, the treasurer. Thanks, Tina. Yay. And myself, Mita Wise, one of the directors. And for our new people, just remember to mute your Zoom. Okay, thank you very much. We're also going to meet one of our WRF volunteer trainers working with us today, and that's Melanie Jean Greco from Vermont. And Melanie's waving. Okay, thanks, Melanie. So, and with this, I'm going to turn this presentation over to our fearless leader, Bill Floco, and our Vice President, Stephanie Sambuchian. They will tell us what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. Stephanie, I think you're starting.
I'm Stephanie Sabunchian, and there is Bill waving, and Bill is going to start and tell you a little bit what the foundation is and what we are doing, and then I will take over with talking about reflexology. Bill,
hello everybody. Thanks for coming on I guess some of you are coming from other parts of the world, but thank you for coming in morning, afternoon, or night. We appreciate it. But our goal is to help people have better health. It's as simple as that. I'd like you to think about that, and Stephanie will go into this a little bit later. But one of the most amazing things about reflexology is that in your hands and your feet, your ears, you can help your entire body. It's a lot of trouble for people to grasp that. You and I know that. A few of you who don't know that, Stephanie is going to explain that. But we have a world of health literally in our fingertips, in our hands, feet, and ears. Now, what's the role of the World Reflexology Foundation? Our goal is to help improve health worldwide. How? By empowering people to work on themselves, to help themselves. Yes, there are pills. Yes, there's medication, and there's a place for those things. But anybody who wants to do it naturally or wants to help with prevention or maintaining good health, the goal of the World Reflexology Foundation is to empower people to do so through reflexology. Before the pandemic, for about 10 years, we were teaching live workshops in various parts of the country and the world. Being the country, we started in the United States and California. We've had hundreds of workshops in various places, and we empowered people to actually work on themselves and their families. During the pandemic, because of the magic of Zoom, we now are using this medium to help spread self-help and better health through reflexology. So that's what the World Reflexology Foundation is. It's very very simple to help you, help us, help others to have better health through self-empowerment of reflexology. So Stephanie, take it away. What's reflexology?
What is reflexology? Yes. Reflexology is actually based on the concept of small maps, micro maps of the human body, so of our complete entire body. And these maps, they are resembling the shape of the human body. So we call these maps reflexology maps, and we find them on the feet, on the hands, and on the outer ears. And in reflexology, we're using specific touch techniques like thumb roll, finger roll, and some other finger techniques, and they're very unique to reflexology. And with these techniques, we are working out blockages and congestions around nerve, they're accumulated blockages and congestions around nerve endings. And with these techniques, when we work them out of the nerves and nerve endings, we are clearing out neural pathways So reflexology is actually working mainly through the nervous system. And with clearing the neural pathways, we're assisting the body to work optimally again. Now, these reflexology maps on the feet, hand, and outer ears, imagine for a minute the human body. Shrink our body down to the size of the feet. And you have a complete body map, a full body map from top to bottom, front to back, and everything in between. Now the toes on the foot, the toes represent everything in head and neck. Then we have the pad and the ball of the foot represents everything in the chest, not just the organs, everything, front and back. Then we have the soft sole of the foot represents everything in our upper and mid-abdomen. And then the heel of the foot represents everything in the lower abdomen and the pelvic area. And then we have the inner edge with the spinal reflexes and the outer edge with the arm reflexes and the leg reflexes. Then we have the map of the hands. That's actually very similar to the foot map. The fingers represent head and neck. Our knuckle area represents everything in the chest area. The soft part of the palm represents everything in the upper and mid-abdomen. And the heel of the hand represents everything in the lower abdomen and pelvic area. And then again, we have the inner edge where the thumb is. That will be our spinal reflexes, and the outer edge for the arm reflexes and leg reflexes. So that is already 2 maps. Now we take it a step further because I said we have 3 maps, and now we're taking the map of the ear. So again, think about the human body, shrink it down to the size of the ear. Well, let's even take a smaller ear. So if you shrink the body down to the size of the ear, this map is actually upside down, where we have the head reflexes, where the earlobe is. And I think you can see it better when I use the bigger ear. I have so many different ears available. So here we have the earlobe, and I'm holding this map upside down because our head is up. So earlobe, head reflexes. Then we have the spinal reflexes, the spinal column reflexes. And we have a little up, further up, we have the leg reflexes. And since down here we have the head, all the way up at the top of the ear, we have the foot reflexes. And then we have all the organs, mainly in the central concha, in the central part of the ear. There we have most of the organ reflexes. So that is the 3rd map. So we have all 3 reflexology maps. And I give it back to Mita.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. That was great. So most of our board members are also WRF volunteer trainers. And we have Kathy, Tina, Stephanie, Sarah, and Melanie, who will guide you through finding and reflexing some powerful reflex points for spinal health. As I know a lot of you are probably on for specifically that. So feel free to try out these reflex points on your own feet, hands, and ears as we are doing it, okay? So on the ears, we're going to have Kathy, and she's going to show us spinal cord reflexes, unfolding the outer ridge or helix from the top to bottom along the spinal cord reflex. And this is in the ear, okay? Kathy.
Thank you, Mita. It's so good to see all of you. Thanks for joining us. So I'm going to show you today, I'm going to start us out with an ear reflexology technique for working the spinal cord reflexes. And I'm going to show you first on this ear, and then I invite you to join me as we work on our own ears. So the technique that we're going to be using is with our thumb behind the ear and the index finger on the front of the ear. And we're going to be working the area on the outer ridge of the ear from about here down to here. And so the technique is going to be sort of a supporting behind with the thumb, and then we're going to be slowly moving across and unfurling the outer ridge or helix of the ear. And as we make each pass slowly, we're going to be moving down closer to the, down to here. So that's the technique we'll be using. And I can't emphasize slowly, even slower than I'm going to be showing it is going to be great. So, so you can join me now if you'd like, and we're going to be thumb behind the ear, index finger on top, right about here, and nurturing pressure and pulling the index finger across as we unfurl the outer ridge. Move down just a slight bit and do the same thing. Feels really good. Slowly unfurling that outer ridge, spinal cord reflexes. Ooh, feels really good. I hope I can't see you, so I hope you're all going along with me. Was everyone going along with me? You can also, we have 2 ears and 2 hands, so you can also work on both ears at the same time. Keep in mind you need to keep your shoulders relaxed. Don't be tensing up in your shoulders. Keep them relaxed. Maybe rest your elbows on a table as you work slowly both ears at the same time. You can do this anywhere it's convenient while you're watching TV, or just put your elbows up on a pillow in your lap and just relax. This is really good for relaxing the spinal cord reflex. Okay. That's it. I hope you guys practice this from time to time and let us know. Let us know if you feel results from this. It's very relaxing.
Thank you, Kathy. That is very relaxing. So the next point that we're going to do is called the Shen Men point. And we're also going to do the muscle relaxation point. And Melanie's going to show us this.
Thanks, Mita. So these are 2 points on the ears. Shen Men, the first one that we're looking at, is located towards the top of the ear in this triangular groove right here, which is also called the triangular fossa. This is right where this mark is, right here. And then on your own ear, again, it's towards the top of the ear. It's a little triangular groove. Not sure if people can see that, hopefully. You can either use your index finger or sometimes using your pinkies is an easy way to do this. And as Kathy was showing us before, resting your elbows on something in front of you or on a table or on your knees to keep your shoulders relaxed. And we'll just hold this one as we talk a little bit more about it. Shenmen is a point that's used to calm the mind and therefore support the body in dealing with anxiety, tension, pain, stress. And one of the other pieces about this point is it's used to amplify the effects of all the other ear reflexology points. So it's a helpful complement to all the other reflexes that we're looking at today. So we'll give you just a moment to hold this point. You can either just use gentle pressure or you can rotate your fingers on this point a little bit. You have your eyes open or eyes closed. And just take a few moments to feel some of the relaxation at this point. The next point that we'll look at is also on the ears. This is called muscle relaxation point. And you can find this point by going very close to the ear canal and then pulling your finger back a little bit, and you'll be on that point. And muscle relaxation point is exactly what it sounds like. It's the point to relax the muscles. So it's a nice one for just overall body relaxation as we're talking about supporting spinal health. So on your own ear, again, you can find this by going close to the ear canal and then pulling back a little bit. And we'll just take a moment to hold this point together. And similar to the last one, you can either just use gentle pressure, very nurturing touch with this, or you can rotate very, very slowly. Hopefully you're all feeling relaxed after that.
Thank you, Melanie. So the next point that we're going to do is also on the ears, and it's the cervical spine or neck reflexes. And we're also going to do the thoracic points and the lumbar, which is the mid-back, and the lumbar spine, sacrum, and coccyx, which are the lower back reflexes. And Tina's going to show us these points. Thanks, Tina.
Thank you, Mita and Melanie and Kathy for showing all those wonderful points. So happy to see you all today. So as Mita said, I am going to be showing you the reflex points on the ears that represent the different areas of the spinal column. And as Stephanie was explaining, the body is kind of on an upside down scale here. So the head is located on the bottom of the ear versus the feet up on the top. So for the neck, the mid back, and the lower back, it's all on this ridge right here. This whole ridge, this piece of cartilage. You can find this on your own ear by just coming onto your earlobe, going up a little bit towards your face, and you will find that ridge that we're talking about, that we're going to be using. So it's right in this area here. So for the neck, or the cervical spine reflex points, what you're going to do is supporting behind the ear with your thumb. I'm going to just switch around so you can see there, supporting there. And then I'm just going to lie my fingertip. So I'm pinching basically that cartilage between my fingertip and my thumb. And I'm just going to hold that point. So what it would look like on your own ear is you're going to locate that point, and you're just going to hold. And we have two ears, therefore we can reflex both points at the same time. So as you can see, I have it there and there. And again, rest your elbows on a table, bring your shoulders down, or you can even lean over and use your knees. And you're just going to hold these points. And while you're holding this point here, you're relaxing the neck. So you can visualize your neck relaxing, taking big, deep breaths in and out. You can close your eyes. You can think happy, relaxing, calming thoughts. And you can hold this point anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. Longer, if you have the stamina, that's perfectly fine. And you're just holding this point. This is going to help relax your neck, anything above, directly above, anything directly below the neck area. And I can see you guys are practicing along. You look fabulous there. Now moving up from that point, we're going to go to the thoracic or the mid back area, which is located right in here along that ridge. And same thing, you were here for your neck. Now you're going to just move up a little bit to get into that thoracic area. And same thing, you're going to have your thumb behind for support, and you're basically just going to be holding the cartilage between your thumb and your forefinger, and you're just going to hold that point. Again, relax those shoulders down. If you'd like, place your elbows on a table. Close your eyes. Big, deep, relaxing breaths. Happy thoughts. Visualize your neck relaxing, that whole mid-back thoracic area. And again, for presentation reasons, we're speeding it along. But as I said before, you can hold these points for anywhere between 5, 10, even longer if you've got it in you, minutes. So from there, you guys feeling relaxed? Feeling good? You guys are looking good? Good job. So now we're going to go up to the lumbar reflex points, or the lower back reflex points. That's located, we're coming kind of up and around this ridge, same ridge, just going up and around. And we're going to be holding in that area. So what you can do for the lumbar is you can either take your fingertips and kind of get underneath that ridge. And you can kind of push up and then in towards your head. Can you guys see me okay? So you're going up and then I'm pushing towards my head. So you can do that with either your fingertips, or you can either bring in your thumbs, kind of going underneath the ridge, up and then towards your face. I'm trying to get my hands out of the way, but that's what it would look like. And then you're just going to hold this thought, or hold this point. And again, this is for the reflex points for the lumbar or the lower back. Same protocols, big deep breaths, close your eyes, relax, visualizing your lower back, just relaxing, bringing energy to that area. Beautiful. Looks fabulous, you guys. And holding the lower back reflexes has been reported that it will actually help release sciatic issues and help with sciatic issues. Now moving on to our next 2 points, the sacrum and the coccyx. You're going to follow this ridge all the way to the edge here, right to where basically it dead ends into your face or into your head. And again, you're going to pull up and push towards your face. So you're going to come in. I find it easier to do this one with my fingertips, all the way to the end there, push up, and then just flatten that ridge against your face. So it would look like so. I hope you can see. And you can do with both fingers. So hooking up and flattening against your face. At this point, if somebody has unfortunately injured their tailbone, this is a great point to hold if there's been tailbone injuries. Now, as you're holding this point, all of these points are that I just went over are very good for helping keep our spine healthy and relaxed. The spinal column actually houses the central nervous system, and the central nervous system is responsible for all the functions of or most of the functions of our body and our mind. So you can see how holding these points, reflexing these points are so helpful for our whole body. Very good. You guys look great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tina. That was wonderful. Lots of reflex points that you showed us there. So the next one, we're going to do, the next points that we're going to do, Stephanie's going to show us the spinal column from the neck to the coccyx, way down to the tailbone, and she's going to show us on the feet. So that's different.
Thank you, Mita. So here we have a foot. It's not my foot, it's not attached to anything, but it's a good teaching prop. So we have the spinal column reflexes are located on the inner edge of the foot, actually on both feet. So I demonstrated on this foot first, show you where the reflexes are. Let me show you first. I start at the lower part of the spine. So we have at the close to the heel, we have the tailbone or coccyx reflex. And a little higher up, we're coming into the sacrum reflexes. Then even higher up, the lumbar or lower back reflexes. And that is kind of if you have the inner ankle bone here, the lumbar or lower back reflexes, it's kind of below the ankle bone. Then we're coming further up from about here to the big toe, to the base of the big toe, we have the mid-back or thoracic reflexes. So that's a very long part of the spine here. And then from the base of the big toe to the, not quite the tip, but I always say about where the base of the nail is, there we have the cervical spine reflexes or the neck reflexes. And to show you how we work that, I show it on my foot. So the way I do it to work on my own, and you can follow me along, if you can, you put your foot kind of across on your other, across your other leg. You could also put your foot on another stool. I put my foot across here now on my other leg, and I use my other hand. So it's, if I work on my left foot, I work with my right hand. Now I put my fingers of the working hand underneath my heel and start with a thumb roll technique. Some people call it inchworm. I'm starting rolling across the tissue from the heel on the inner edge, starting with tailbone reflex, sacrum, and then coming to the lumbar reflexes. So I'm working on the inner edge, not on the sole of the foot and not too high up, along the edge. And I'm concentrating on the lower part of this spinal reflexes here. And sometimes I lift off and start again. When I feel that there is a little tenderness, sometimes I can, if it's too much tenderness, I can just hold for a moment and do nothing. Just hold, maybe rotate a little bit until the tenderness eases off, and then I can work over it again. The technique I'm using is our thumb roll. It's one of our main techniques in reflexology. I push lightly into the tissue and bend and unbend my thumb and inchworm forward, in this case toward the toes. And I lift off, and areas where I feel needed more, for example, my lower, if you have lower back issues, then you work over that area a little bit more and often, and keep it slow. The slower, the better. And then my fingers, they just move along. So I'm moving up now to the mid-back reflexes or the thoracic reflexes. Bending, unbending the thumb. If I feel a tenderness somewhere along the way, again, I can stop, or I can lift off and go over it again and again until the tenderness eases off a little bit. And then I move on further up toward the big toe, toward our neck reflexes. And here I have two choices. I can go up, or I can cradle my big toe with the other hand and come down, again on the inner edge. So this is how we can work on our spinal column reflexes on the foot. And I'm going to show you again and invite you to follow along. If you can, reach your foot. You can put it either up on a stool, or you can cross your foot. And I show it here again slowly, how you can work it. So we're starting, if you already worked one foot, do the other foot, because the spine is in the middle, right? So we're working basically relaxing the muscles next to the spine. So we always want to do both sides, not just one foot. If you can, always work both feet. Ha. So you start up from the tailbone reflex, or coccyx, sacrum, and I bend and unbend the thumb, bend and unbend. Staying on the inner edge. Now I'm coming to the lumbar reflexes. I lift off because, do you know anyone who does not have any tension in the lower back? Sometimes it's not just pain, but so many people have tension in the lower back. So I always go a little bit more over the lower back or lumbar reflexes. And then I move on to the thoracic or mid-back reflexes. My thumb rule technique. The other fingers, they just follow. And you can work even slower. And you can work for as long as it feels good. The longer you work it, the more congestions or blockages you work out, and the more relief you will find. And here I'm coming to the neck reflexes. And as I showed you before on my foot, we can come up. If that doesn't feel good, you can cradle the toe a little bit with the other hand, and you can come down. So there are always options. Make it as comfortable, especially when you work on your own foot, make it as comfortable as you want. And work both feet. You may want to start with the foot where you have the side where you have the discomfort, but then go on to the other point. And you don't have to always start with the tailbone reflexes. You can start For example, if you have mid-back issues, you can start on the mid-back reflexes. All right, so that is working the spine on our feet.
Thank you, Stephanie. And we have one more person to show you some points. And this time, Sarah's going to show us the same similar points, but on the hands. So Sarah, thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Mirroring similar to what Stephanie said, the hands are a wonderful option to work the spinal reflexes. And they again work, the thumbs work as the big toes. So you would work the inside of your hands. We'll start with one hand. We will place, the easiest way for me is to place one hand in the other hand and supporting the wrist, start at the base of your wrist, which would be your lumbar or lower back reflex, and slowly work either in an inchworm way or by holding it and doing little circles. And because our hands are so convenient, this can be done anytime, anywhere, really, unless you're actually driving. You can do it on the couch. You can do it while you're waiting for somebody. You can do it at dinner. You can do it, having coffee. It's a nice way to wake up your back in the morning. So taking your thumb and slowly working your way up the side of that bone, very slowly working all edges, because our back, although it's a spinal reflex, our back muscles support that spine. So we want to work all around that area. So we'd want to take it three-dimensionally, a little bit in front, a little bit behind. I'm quite sore here, which means I probably am having a little bit of back stress. Another area I just want to point out, at the base of your wrist, if you go slightly around your wrist, you'll be getting your hip area. And that's also a really wonderful place to work hip and pelvis to support, again, that sacrum, lower coccyx area. So we'll slowly work our way up. And as we get to the base of our thumb, we're going to want to work around that area. Again, that would then be, after going through the mid-back thoracic reflex, that would be, the base would be your neck, shoulder area. So I want to work that knuckle really well, all around that knuckle. Now this wrist is starting to feel uncomfortable. I'm going to hold it in a different way. Now I'm going to support it this way, and I'm going to come at it in a different angle. So you want to work it however feels most comfortable to you. As you're working around that knuckle, perhaps work a little higher and work your way all the way up to that first knuckle joint down from the tip of your thumb. So again, working all around that whole area will bring relief to not only your hand, but possibly your neck reflex as well. So just to show you on my opposite hand, because again, two hands like 2 feet, 2 ears, working both is going to help both sides of our body. We're going to just point out one more time. We start here, or actually you can start it from the top and work your way down. But I'll start at the base, hip, lumbar, reflex. So we'll just work again our way up. Feels nice. Work our way around three-dimensionally. I'm going to support in a different manner. Again, I'm going to work up. I love this joint right in here, which again would be near the shoulder, base of your cervical reflex, and up into the neck reflex. So because we use our hands so many times during the day for computer work, on our phones, when we were driving, this is a really wonderful area to work, because it's going to give yourself relief not only to your spinal reflex points, but also to your actual hands, which is a benefit. It helps to break up any blockages and bring circulation. So it's a really win-win. Win-win, get it, thumbs? Win-win. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sarah. That was great. So now you have an idea where to reflex for spinal stress and supporting a healthy spine. The spinal cord reflexes on the ears for relaxing the whole body through the nervous system. The Shenmen point on the ear, the muscle relaxation points on the ear, the cervical spine or neck reflexes, the thoracic spine and mid-back reflex points, the lumbar spine and the lower back reflexes, and the sacrum and coccyx tailbone reflex points on the ears, feet, and hands. So it's been reported that many people feel better and more refreshed when drinking an extra glass of water after reflexology or any other body work. After all, a lot of the spine, also when you're dealing with the spine, a lot of parts in there are made up of water. So you really want to be aware of that. So we've gone through all these points fairly quickly. When you do this at home, again, you want to hold or work each point for at least 5 to 10 minutes or more. And we encourage you to use these techniques as often as you can, possibly even every day if you can. And a reminder of our website where you can donate or sign up for our e-notices. And that again is the www.worldreflexologyfoundation.org. That's www.worldreflexologyfoundation.org.